So, Aupuni, talk to me a little bit about your MMA journey so far.
Um, so basically, I started training back home in Hawaii with guys like Dan Ige, Puna Soriano. We come from the same gym. Brad Tavares, one of like the big brothers to us. And then as time went on and things got more serious, my cousin threw out the idea like, bro, if you want to do this, like, you should probably go to Vegas. And luckily, around this time, Dan Ige was actually like planning to move to Vegas too. So we just set it up. We ended up getting a house together, lived together for a little bit, and yeah, we've been here. I've been grinding. Xtreme Couture has been home for the past 5 years, and I couldn't be happier about everything that's happened, man. Freaking started my amateur journey, and now I just signed a 3-fight deal with LFA, and ready to make some noise in the big leagues.
And how happy are you with your performances in the amateurs? Do you feel like you're ready for the pros?
Oh yes, 100%. I've like the amateurs was good, great experience, but I always, fighting professionally was always the goal. Like I just needed to get my feet wet, get a little bit of cage time. It's been great. I had a couple losses that really jumped my game up a bunch. Um, my I only have 2 losses, and that second loss, bro, it changed my life. It opened me to being more like well-rounded in the game. I'm striking based, but I got humped on that whole fight, and I was like, never again, bro, never again. So I think fighting amateur is great for anybody, just to learn about yourself, learn about your game.
It's needed, isn't it? You need to get that valuable experience without it kind of being on your record, if you like.
Yeah, it's freaking like, I wouldn't say risk free because you can still get hurt and whatnot, but I mean, for the long term, it doesn't affect your career. You can fight the toughest dudes and really find out like, hey, is this what you want to do? So yeah, amateur is great, but it's time to take it up.
And so correct me if I'm wrong. Your amateur career, you may have had more fights, but is it 5 wins and 2 losses? Is that correct?
They're missing one fight. It's 6-2.
6 and 2.
I'm 6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had 8 amateur bouts. Yeah.
And do you feel like in the long run, having them couple of defeats will benefit you? Because as we've mentioned, it is a learning experience, isn't it? It's part of the growing process, if you like.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I think they just cut the music on.
It's not a problem.
Is that okay? Okay. Um, yeah, I think losing like in the amateurs is needed. I'm not just saying like go and lose a fight, but if you face someone that's better than you and just so happens to beat you on that night, like you learn how to lose. Like you see. I mean, I don't want to bash anybody, but like you see, like Ronda Rousey, like she's so used to winning. She just win, and then when she lost, her life just flipped upside down. She couldn't handle it. Like people sometimes they don't know how to lose, and they can't bounce back from that.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, you gotta amateurs just fight the best of the best and lose, and then like not just lose, but
Yes.
figure it out, because maybe you don't even want to fight. Maybe
Yeah. That's a very genuine concern, isn't it? As well as the idea of being professional comes with a little bit more weight as opposed to being an amateur. If you're professional, you have
yeah.
committed yourself to this game, and you need to know both mentally and physically that that's something that you want to do.
Yeah, losses happen. Like, you gotta be ready to deal with that when it comes.
Yeah, 100%. Now, you mentioned you signed a 3-fight deal with the LFA. Do you have a roadmap as to when your debut will likely be in the promotion?
They're saying April, so I've been having problems with getting opponents. Just like, we're running through names, and say if they give us 7 names, uh, five of them we say yes to, and 2 of them are just stupid fights. Like they're like 45ers that want to meet at 35, and like, yeah, that's not happening. You're fucking not even gonna make weight when we get there. So
Yeah.
But aside from that, yeah, we're having opponent problems, and people just don't want to sign the dotted line.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, you are a flyweight. That is correct, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
So there is obviously the LFA flyweight title up for grabs in a couple of weeks. I don't know if you knew this.
Is it? Okay, so I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it's a good friend of mine, Vic Altamirano, versus a 5-0 Brazilian prospect called Carlos Mota.
Let me get out of here. One sec, bro.
At least it's good music.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
No
okay,
worries.
So what did you say?
I said the LFA title is up for grabs, I believe, a week on Thursday. It is between 8-1 prospect Victor Altamirano, who's a good friend of mine, and 5-0 prospect from Brazil, Carlos Mota. Now, obviously, Carlos has got 5 fights, and he's going to fight for the LFA title. So you could win these 3 fights under this LFA contract and get another one. And we're in 2 contracts under the LFA. We're talking about title fights,
Personally, I'm not looking to be there long term. Like if I have to stay there for a while, like this is kind of like my game plan. Fight these 3 fights. Going 3-0. Want to get a new contract for maybe 3 more fights, and hopefully get a deal with contenders and just skedaddle. I'm not looking to make a run for the belt or anything. If it happens along the line, if I get the 3 fights or 4 or 5 fights and they're like, hey, you want to fight for the belt and contenders or UFC is not calling, then sure, I'll take that fight happily. But I'm not signing there to be a champion or anything like that. I don't want a long-term career with them. I want to get my feet wet, start my career there with a great organization like LFA, and have that on my resume. So when it's time to move up, I can be like, hey, look, I beat all these guys on the #1 feeder organization. So it'll look a whole lot better.
No, all I meant by that is LFA doesn't typically have a massive roster, and when title fights occur, what will likely happen in that title fight is the winner will probably get a contender series fight or maybe a UFC.
Yeah, they'll get signed. Yeah.
So all I meant by that is Carlos Mota is going to fight for the title, and he's had 5 fights. It's not, in a way, the same kind of depth that you would need for a UFC title, if you like. So
true. Yes.
It could just kind of spring in your lap type of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like with the way I fight, man, it's exciting. I think I punch pretty hard for a 125er. I don't know if you see my video with Francis Ngannou. I'm coming to finish, guys. I want to make a statement. I want people to remember my name. So I'm looking for a finish every time.
That's superb. Now, let's talk a little bit about the gym that you are actually at now, Xtreme Couture in Las Vegas. You mentioned that you've made the move down there around 5 years ago. How much has being there with some of the very notable names helped to improve your game?
I can't even say, man. It's crazy. I was green when I got here, and like Hawaii kid, straight fighter, like just trains. But now, like I feel like I'm a real contender, even at the highest level. I'm training with the best guys in the world, and I'm competing with them. I'm doing good. They get the better of me, I get the better of them. So, man, it's insane just to see. There's the best guys in the world. I actually messed up my knuckle. I don't know if you can catch that on camera.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But when the fight first got signed, I was helping Aljamain Sterling get ready for Peter Yan.
Yeah.
And then the fight got canceled, and then he's back. he asked me, for more work again. I was giving him like 5 rounds, three to 5 rounds, depending. And he asked for more work again. He came back, but I'm not sparring right now. So like, just to have those guys reaching out for me is more confirmation of like how far I've come along just being out here. I would have never been at this level if I was still living back home.
Yeah. It's one of them moves that sometimes a fighter who's maybe not born in a city like Las Vegas, or maybe let's say New York, a lot of gyms down there, has to make the move to progress, don't you? It's part of the game.
Yeah, man. It's just things are kind of like years behind back then. Like it's come here and I'm learning different things, and then I go home and things are still the same exact way than when I left. And the game's constantly evolving out here. Every day there's new things. There's like new recovery, new like nutrition things that's coming out. Just the little details that take your game up to the next level. And then we got the UFC PI 5 minutes away from here. So that brings in more people from all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah.
They stop gym.
Can I ask a question? And I asked our good friend, our mutual friend, Aupuni Pagaoa, this question, and I wanted to ask you the same and see if you give me the same answer. What is the reasoning behind so many Hawaiians moving to Xtreme Couture?
Honestly, I just think it's I think Brad Tavares started the wave. Like Las Vegas is already the 9th island. They call it the 9th island, but Brad was here and we all just started coming up. Like I think there was a bunch more other Hawaiians out here, like Bryson and Brendan Hansen,
yeah.
and like Aldrin Fernandez, another guy from our home back, like our gym back home. But yeah, I think honestly it just has to do everything with Brad. I think so, because he was the first one.
Can I tell you the truth? Mahi gave me the exact same answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's Brad.
I was interested to see if you said the same thing.
Yeah, because I mean, that's why I came here. My cousin is good friends with Brad, and yeah, he recommended me to come here and change my life. It really did.
Brilliant. Now we've got this LFA contract and we've got 3 fights. If we obviously you'll be making your professional debut. If we talk about the next 12 to 18 months, what do you essentially want to accomplish? How many fights? What kind of progression do you want to see in your game and your career?
I would like in the next 12 months, I would like to at least get I would like to at least fight my contract out. And yeah, I want to at least fight my contract out, get a new one, and hopefully finish that by 18 months. I want to finish. I don't know, bro. If I can fight every other month, I'll do that. I would like to fight 6. I haven't fought. I don't know. You check my Tapology, I guess. I haven't fought I'm gonna say I fought once in like the past 2 years, something like that. And like I want to fight, man. I want to fight.
Can I ask? Obviously, once again, you'll be making your debut, and this will be my final question. Why should people tune in and watch you? Why don't you sell yourself and give yourself an advertisement as to why people watching this should tune in and watch your pro debut?
You know what, man? I'm coming to hurt. I like my style. I don't know. I'm flashy, and I want to hurt. I want to hurt people. I want to make them not want to fight ever again when they fight me. Like that's the mentality I have. That's the way I fight. Like I'm bringing like street fight with skills, like that's right there, bro.
Superb.
I'm going to finish people, man. I'm going to be finishing people.
That is, to a certain extent, all the fans want to hear, isn't it? That is part of the game, is entertainment, and entertainment is finishes.
I'm a showman. I fight for the crowd. I want to get the crowd crazy, whether we have fans or if it's just off a live stream. Like I want to get everybody going crazy, and and wanting to see the next one. Like, damn, that kid's fighting again. Fuck yeah, let me tune in.
Yeah, superb. Aupuni, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on. Thanks very much for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, brother.
Before we finish, how can people find you on your social medias and start following you?
Sorry, what was that?
How can people find you on your social medias?
Everything's the same. Facebook is just my name, Aupuni Pagaoa. Instagram, Twitter, Aupuni Pagaoa 125. And I have a YouTube channel. It's just my name as well, same as my Facebook, Aupuni Pagaoa. You guys can check it out. I got vlogs on there, trying to start that up. And yeah, that'll be all.
Superb. And before we finish, is there anything you would like to say or sign off with at all?
Thank you for having me on here. Thank you to everybody who's going to watch this. Thank you to my fans and my friends and my family. And yeah, ready to start this LFA contract off with a bang.
And everyone watching this will be ready to watch that journey with you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for talking to me today, Aupuni.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.